Hi there, my name is Patrick Cimolini. We're sitting here at Kscope 14 in downtown Seattle, and I'm going to be interviewing here Mr. Scott Spendolini. Very interesting individual who's got a nice long history with ODTUG. So Scott.
Yes, sir.
You've got a t-shirt that is quite interesting here.
It's more of a reference card, just so I know where I've been and where I'm going.
Okay.
I've been coming to ODTUG since my days at Oracle, which I should have Oracle up here with a big cross through it, but that's kind of bad.
Oh, okay.
Sent some bad messages. But I've been coming to ODTUG since 2003, which I believe was in Phoenix, where we first demonstrated like pre-beta versions of HTML-DB.
Right.
And it was very well received, and I think I've been to every Kscope since 2003, so this will be my 11th one.
Cool.
Wow, I'm old.
Yeah, so now just talk through some of those items on your t-shirt.
Sure. Well, Sumner Technologies, the first one, is when I left Oracle, founded my first company. We rebranded it a little bit, called it Sumneva. That was about 2007, 2008 or so. And then we were acquired by Incotech back in 2011. And most recently and most excitingly, Incotech was acquired by Accenture this past May.
Wow.
So I'm technically an Accenture employee now. Well, not technically, but in spirit of almost being one.
Oh, okay.
Once we do the transition and the HR stuff, I will be employed by Accenture.
Wow.
Which is exciting because it brings a whole different approach to Apex that from any of these smaller companies, even Incotech was really hard to do. We're going to be able to truly play, I think, more in the enterprise space.
Oh, okay.
And I think Apex is ready for it. It's never been more ready with 5.0 coming out. And my excitement, I think, is really around that we're going to be able to go in and underbid, so to speak, other competitors who are offering different technologies, because we'll be able to do it faster and better using Apex. And it's going to be a key differentiator that we hope to bring to the market.
Very good. Cool. So you gave a talk that was quite entertaining a number of years ago, speaking of Apex, where you sort of took the growth of Apex from conception to toddler. Yes. Would you sort of walk through that and sort of tell us where Apex is now in reference to that?
It's closer to adulthood than it's ever been. I still think it's probably right out of college in that it's got some steam, it's got a lot of potential. Let's just hope the job market's there and ready for it, and I believe it is. But the presentation basically compared Apex to a child. You know, its infancy when it just got started, and no one really knew what it was, but it was cute, and everybody was interested in it. And then Apex 2 was kind of the toddler type child phase where, yeah, this has potential. Like he's going to be a great athlete. He's really athletic, but he's 6. So the Yankees the Nationals aren't really going to come looking at him yet. Then it got to teenager where that was about Apex 3, 3.1, 3.2. Okay, this is going places. This kid's going to be pretty smart. Probably 4 was the adolescence phase of 4, 4.1, 4.2. Of people now are really starting to understand what the tool is. Very grassroots. Oracle never really gave it a lot of attention from the marketing side, but people are starting to find it regardless. I think 5 is adulthood. I mean, looking at the user interface and how it's just dramatically different, much more professional, much more clean than any of the previous releases. 5.0, I think, is really when it's going to start coming to age. And everybody, not just Accenture, but all these companies who work with Apex are really going to be pushing that. ODTUG obviously included.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned that your first ODTUG was in Phoenix,
Arizona.
2003, 11 years ago. Wow. So what's your feeling about ODTUG? Like,
it's okay. ODTUG's a great group. I mean, I've helped them a lot and been with them, and probably couldn't be in my career where I am now without a group like this to get out and present and gain traction and network and whatnot. I mean, it's only getting better. I mean, it's I think 2,000 people here this year. Even though the size is growing, there's still the intimacy. I think someone, I forget who it was. I think it was Mike Rife who said to Joel Coleman in the keynote, this is one of the only user groups where the presenter is calling people by first name. So that intimacy is still there. And every year you see the people who are new, it takes them aback a little, right? That, wait a minute, you're the Oracle team? Why are you hanging out at 11 o'clock with everybody else? Because they love doing it. And there's very few other places you can get that type of interaction between a development team from a company as large as Oracle and it's customers, and we help drive the requirements.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, we're talking and we're having a good time, but 80% of those conversations are all about, hey, couldn't Apex do this? We could do this better. You could do this instead. When's this feature coming? So it's a lot of good interaction and a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your view of Apex in the next 5 years?
I think mobile's going to be continued to be expanded on. I mean, mobile's tough. People are scared of mobile because it's really easy to leave your phone somewhere, and there's a lot of security issues with that. But I think it's getting harder and harder to do business without that capability. And Apex is perfectly positioned as a platform for mobile because you almost don't have to learn anything. If you build an Apex app and you know how to do a desktop app, mobile is just a half a click away. It's more of the design patterns of mobile and how to design the app versus the technical challenges that other platforms may have. So I think mobile's going to take off. You know, responsive design and being able to run on any device is going to continue to be something that I think the team improves on. I hope the enterprise really starts to take notice of it, and they have. It's just now, like I said, gaining steam, and I think Oracle customers are frustrated with migrations of older stuff, of Oracle Forms, and perhaps even old Java applications, and Apex gives them a really nice, secure, scalable, managed way to do so, and they're all starting to see that now, and I think the team's going to run with that and really try to push the enterprise side a little bit, because it's traditionally been, you know, kind of a mid-layer down tool, but I think it's ready to start playing up a little bit. Maybe not for everything, but clearly for bigger companies and bigger organizations to take it very seriously.
Right. Now you mentioned enterprise, and I know that in that past, Apex has sort of got this myth about it that it's not enterprise ready. And I know that you've written the Expert Oracle Application Express security book, and I do know that enterprises are very conscious of security.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know you're doing the deep dive on Thursday on security.
During the USA-Germany game, yes.
Oh, my sympathy.
Yeah, well, I'll get a couple non-German Europeans, I suppose.
Oh, okay, yeah. But anyway, do you want to comment a little bit on Apex and security?
Sure, I mean, Apex, they've come a long way with security. I remember some of the holes in the early releases were glaring, and they've all been fixed. They now have a dedicated security resource who makes sure that the product is secure. I mean, it's really at the top of their list. Like any vendor, they can't afford to have any deficiencies. So the product itself is, I have complete confidence, rather, in the sense that it's a very secure platform. However, like any tool, it's easy to build insecure applications if you don't know what you're doing. Give me some Java, I'm pretty sure I could build an insecure Java application without even trying, because I don't know how to do it right. The team makes it easy to do in the sense that a lot of the options are set to be the more secure options. You have to go out of your way to write SQL injections and things like that, but it's not perfect. And it's just important for people to be educated on how to build secure applications. That's what I'm going to talk about in the deep dive. Some of the techniques you can apply, some of the things to look for, and some of it's really easy stuff that people just don't know about. Others are a little bit more involved, and it's going to call things to attention that people maybe completely ignored prior to the session.
Cool. Okay, well, Scott, it's been a slice here talking to you, and it's been likewise. A pleasure knowing you. I mean, we've known each other, I think I met you briefly in 2004, was my first ODTUG, and the reason I'm doing Apex is because of the talk that you gave in 2004.
Wow, such impact I have.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Scott.
Thank you. Enjoy
Cheers.
the show.
Yes.